The broadcast is now starting. All are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for... We'll be starting here in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute and counting. We'll be ready to go. Okay, the markets are open. CFRN here, Dwayne. Most of you know me, I think, from over the years. And I have a guest, partner here with me, and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. It's all complicated and confusing. Distributed ledger. Oh my goodness. Blockchains. What do we do with it all? It's not easy, but it can be simple. Period. The more you overthink it, the more complicated it gets. I'm going to post on our blog when I get finished with the opening of the Globex tonight. It's someone explaining to a 5-year-old how blockchain works, how distributed ledger works, how digital assets work. So that will be at emini.cfrn.net. emini.cfrn.net. Okay, the gentleman that I have with me here tonight, Scott Self, he's a former Wall Street stock trader. He is a CFRN partner, and he is a cryptocurrency investor. CFRN has been on the air. We've been turning people into traders since 2005. So in our second decade of broadcast history. We do a live show every day from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern. We're in the live training room from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We take a 30-minute break, come back, do 2 hours of market commentary, analysis, good word for the day, and a shoot the breeze with my buddy John. So I invite you to join us. If you've never taken the trial at CFRN in our live training room, feel free to go to apply.cfrn.net. That's apply.cfrn.net. Chris Brock, hot back at you. Did we get your thing squared away, Chris? All right, when we get finished with the webinar, call me and we'll get it figured out. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email with my number if you don't have it. I think you have it, though. We'll get it done. Okay, guys, the chat box is there, and I know a lot of the webinars where they have all the fancy slides and it's carefully choreographed. If you've been around CFRN for any length of time, we do what's called raw radio. I mean, we talk to people like they're people. We're not presenters. We're not actors. We trade. We've been in the trenches for a long time. We know what it's like to get your backside kicked, and as soon as you stand up, it gets kicked again. We've been through it all, and so we've endeavored to create something that's a little different than a lot of the rooms you might end up in. And so our push into the world of cryptocurrency is, we couldn't resist. It's the greatest opportunity, the greatest bull market in history, and it's only begun. If you compare it to the internet, it's 1992. Scott, take the mic. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself, what you've done, you traded on Wall Street, you've been a CFRN partner for years, and you are actively investing in cryptocurrency. And as questions come in, so guys, you don't have to wait to the end of the presentation. Type in your questions at your will when you're ready, and I'll pass them on to Scott. So Scott, take the mic, tell the folks who you are.
Thanks, Dwayne. Really appreciate that. It's great to be with you here today and have an opportunity to speak to some individuals about what really is happening with cryptocurrencies and be more specific, distributed ledger technologies. I've been trading for about 25 years now. I started out with a small firm at the time, Dean Witter, many, many years ago, and immediately became a stock trader there. I was there for about 5 years. And then I transferred over to another firm called Payne Webber. Neither one of these companies are around anymore. Dean Witter is now Morgan Stanley, and Payne Webber is UBS. So they were purchased many, many years ago. I started my own company about 18 years ago called Retirement Planning Masters. And I still have that company. I've had that company, as I said, for 18 years. But more recently, I've become very interested in cryptocurrencies in the market after seeing what's been happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the more popular cryptocurrencies available. I wanted to be able to look at the markets from a technical standpoint and also investigate the companies from a fundamental standpoint. So that's what I've been doing for quite a while now. I've developed my own portfolio of cryptocurrencies. I monitor them on a regular basis. And so that's what I'm here today to kind of speak to some of the partners and the other individuals that are in the room about the opportunities that are available in the cryptocurrency space. And as I said before, more specifically, distributed ledger technology, which I believe, and I know that you and I have talked about it quite a bit, Dwayne, that it's a technology that's here to stay. And it's what I think is a disruptive technology, the way the internet was in 1992 and the early 90s. And it's going to be adopted more and more and more to solve a lot of problems that we currently have in the monetary system. So it's very exciting. As I said before, I'm really happy to be here today and speak to the folks about it and just answer any questions that they've got.
Who in the audience currently trades crypto or invests in cryptocurrencies? Is there anyone here? Okay, Daniel does. Randy doesn't. Okay. Just invest presently. Bob says, I do. Hey, Bob. Daniel, I do. David says, I do. Now, I see some of you guys say, I invest. Frederick, hey, Frederick, you got some Ether. Ivan says, you got some Ether and some BTC. Well, those are the two big front runners. They were the first ones to hit the stage. And they're the model by which everything else kind of works. At the end of the day, I don't know which cryptocurrency will reign supreme, and I don't think any one cryptocurrency will reign supreme. But what I do wholeheartedly believe is that blockchain technology, distributed ledger, it's here to stay. It's simply a better way of doing business. Part of the analogy for the 5-year-old was as you and I are sitting on a park bench, and I have one apple. I give you the one apple. I put it in your hand. You touch it, hold it, feel it. It's yours. You control it. Nobody can tell you what to do with it. It's yours. And the important part of this is that we did not need a third party. Not a bank, not a Visa, not a MasterCard, not a Western Union, not nobody, not nothing, not no way, not no how, to verify our transaction, to confirm that I really did give you the apple. So in the physical world, it's quite simple. But when you get into digital apples, it can become complex. But again, if you overthink it, you're going to do yourself irreparable damage. So don't. Scott, let's see. Ivan says he's got some Litecoin as well.
Sure.
Bill's just trading futures and options right now. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you sharing that. What is available and how do we access it? Randy, that's a great question for us to start off with. And really, that's why we're here today. We're here to answer your questions. If you have an interest in cryptocurrency, we are rolling out a service that will provide a portfolio of cryptocurrencies, and we will have a 1-hour weekly training session to bring you up to date on the positions. If we're adding something, taking something out, we will go over the technical and fundamental reasons why. So it's not like a black box thing where you just trade because somebody said. You know, he was tall, had a deep voice and a swagger when he walked, and so, well, he said it, I believe it. Don't do yourself that disservice, okay? We're going to teach you to make your own picks. We're going to give you a great portfolio of cryptocurrencies to trade. We're going to help you build a cryptocurrency portfolio. But at the same time, we want you to understand why this coin, this token, is important from both a technical and a fundamental standpoint. So you want to answer this question?
Sure.
What
was the
available?
question again?
Okay, what is available and how do we access it?
Sure.
Now,
So
Randy, let me ask, Randy, that question, are you talking about us or are you talking about cryptocurrency? Hey, Alan, how you doing? You know, Alan, on ChristianTraders.com, we just added a page. ChristianTraders.com/buy-CTG. Oh, so Randy's talking in general. Okay, great. Walk him through your experiences. Some of the stuff you shared with me yesterday, Scott.
Oh, sure. The cryptocurrency market is very complicated. I've been trading stocks for decades now. And if you're trading stocks or if you have your own account, you basically just go to a company like Fidelity, you set up an account, you either wire in some money, you send them a check, you go online, you can see your account. You know, if you've been trading stocks, you know how to go into your account and just buy and sell stocks. It's a pretty simple thing today to do right on one site. With cryptocurrencies, it's very different. There are a number of different exchanges to choose from. There are a number of different what we call on-ramp exchanges to choose from. How do you get your USD into the particular exchange? And then how do you purchase your cryptocurrencies? Some of these exchanges, and you'll have to have this knowledge to be able to start, are only cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency. They're not USD to cryptocurrency. And then to make your cryptocurrencies safer, you're going to want to take them after you purchase them off of the exchange and then deposit them into a digital wallet. All of these currencies, or many of them, you have to have one wallet per currency. There are a number of currencies. I have one wallet and I have 3 of my cryptocurrencies in that wallet. But for many of them, it's an individual wallet. So then you'll have to understand, how do I get my cryptocurrency after I purchased it on the exchange? How do I then take it and get it into my wallet for safekeeping so that you decrease the opportunity to have that exchange hacked? Now, the exchanges are getting much better from the standpoint of that. They're increasing their security, which is great. But there have been, you guys have probably seen, if you've looked at this industry in a macro sense, you've seen where some of the exchanges have been hacked. So there are a lot of mechanics to actually getting your USD dollars into an account, and then from that account purchasing, typically it's going to be Bitcoin or Ethereum,
right?
Taking that cryptocurrency and transferring it to another cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency exchange, and then taking the cryptocurrency from that, let's say, just say for instance it's Ethereum, and then purchasing other cryptocurrencies. So it's much more in depth than what I've had as far as being a stock trader for 25 years now, and knowing that. So I've gone through, painstakingly gone through the process of figuring all of this out, finding the wallets that you need, finding the exchanges that you'll be able to trade on, and making it in a way so that you can have your currencies in a wallet and they'll be safe. So there's, as I said before, there's a lot to it.
I fear, Scott, that all the hair, because I'm a man of a certain age, I fear that all the hair I pulled out trying to figure this out,
Yeah.
It's not going to grow back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That worries me a little bit.
Right.
So
right.
I'm trying to. So really,
Yes.
what we're here to help you guys save your hair, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you look
So there is,
marvelous.
as I said, there is more to it than just setting up a Fidelity account and going and purchasing stocks or EFTs or mutual funds, things like that. It's a bit more complicated. Obviously it hasn't been around as long as trading stocks has been. So I do think that it'll get easier and easier and easier, but now it's a little bit more difficult.
Okay, let me run through a couple of these questions here. Okay, Chris asked, how many addresses do you need? Now you're talking about the different wallets for the different cryptocurrencies. If I'm not mistaken, my Nano S will not only handle my CTG, the CT Global token, which is fully ERC20 compliant, but it will also hold Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think it will hold. Do you have an Nano S?
No. I've got 5 different wallets right now. I'm counting them right now.
Okay, so are you using any hardware wallets?
Yeah, that's what I'm using is hardware wallets, right?
What's the name of the one you're using?
Well, I'm using 5 different wallets.
5 different hardware wallets?
Yeah.
Because the Nano S, you can combine them. Well, why did you choose to go that route?
Right. I wanted to choose the ones that I thought were the safest from the standpoint of protecting my digital assets. Mm-hmm. And some of them are specifically for some of the currencies that I have in the portfolio right now.
Okay, let me scoot back up to these questions and follow down. So Chris's question was, how many addresses do we need? Well, you're going to need an address for each wallet. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm answering Chris's question.
Sure.
We send everybody to myetherwallet.com. It's user-friendly. Well, okay, I'm not going to lie to you on a Sunday. It's not easy. But the second you understand it, the second the light bulb goes off, you go, oh, this is simple. It's not easy. There's nothing about trading or investing that's easy, but it can be simple. And once the light goes off, you go, okay. All right, and now you're ready to take the next leg of the journey. Now, Randy says, I would rather just trade it, not own it. Well, when you trade it, Randy, you own it. If I bought the S&P 500 right now, if I bought Bitcoin futures, I own it till I sell it. But I understand what you're saying is you're not looking to invest long term. You want to trade it intraday. Okay, that is going to become about. We're going to address that too. Not so much today, but in the coming weeks. If you tune into the radio show each day, we'll be talking about it more and more, and we will have a live Bitcoin futures trading room once volume picks up. Volume has been anemic, to say the least. And everyone was so excited about the Bitcoin futures contract. It's starting to get a little bit of respect. I just want to see what the volume was for Friday on Bitcoin futures. Okay, you see this? Okay. That's a significant. I mean, we were averaging. What were we running about? 7. Actually, we were running about 300 to 400 contracts a day, and in just a matter of days, I switched this to a daily chart. You know, I'd say the average of these last few days is about maybe 2,500. So that's a triple in a short period of time. And now this is the CME. The other Bitcoin futures contract at the CBOE, that one has. I don't have that charting platform, but I hear that one has higher. Bert, our broker, told me that they have higher volume. Okay, let me put this back on an hour so it makes sense. There we go. And it looks like the big hour of the day with futures and stocks. The biggest hour of the day, of course, is typically 9:30 to 10:30, the first hour that Wall Street is open. if you trade futures, you should look into the London Open, 3 a.m. Eastern. If you live on the West Coast, it just means you stay up till midnight, jump on the computer, trade the London Open. It has volume, it has volatility, has everything you need, but it's not as herky-jerky as the Wall Street Open. Now, if you're on the East Coast, I know nobody wants to have to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning to go to work, but if I could get up at 3 a.m. and then go back to bed at 5 a.m. most days, right, and be done working for the day, I could probably live with that. The difference with the Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies, because there's no one building, there's no central server, there's nobody in charge, it's 24/7, like 7-Eleven. Oh, wait a minute. They're only open 7 to 11. Okay, how about Circle K? They're open 24 hours. And I think 7-Eleven is even open 24 hours now. All right, next question. So I think we covered the addresses. You got to have an address for each wallet. But look at the Nano S, because you can put different currency. I think you can have 5 different currencies on the hardware wallet. And if you don't know where to buy a Nano S, go to one of our sites, cryptodailyinfo.com, and there's little banner ads there, and you can pick one up. It'll come in a few days, and it's $100, $99. So, Randy, in coming days and weeks, stay tuned to the radio show. We'll get into the intraday trading. Dennis asked a question that I'm sure is on everybody's mind. Once you put your money in, your USD, your greenbacks, how do you get them out? Now, you gave me the spiel. Yeah, I want you to answer it. You gave me the thing the other day when we were talking about the on-ramp, off-ramp.
Uh-huh.
Can you address that with the folks?
Sure. I mean, there are on-ramp exchanges or on-ramp accounts, some people call them. An on-ramp account is where you put your USD first. And then you're going to purchase one of the 2 largest Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies available, which would be Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then the exchanges will receive that. Typically, I use Ethereum. And what you're going to do is you're going to send the Ethereum, after you transfer your USD into it, to an exchange. And the exchange is going to have an address. So you'll send it to that address, and that'll be your personal address. And you'll have an account. You'll see it in your account. Typically, it takes 15, 20 minutes for it to be completed. You'll see on your on-ramp account that it is being sent and it's pending. And then after 15 or 20 minutes, you'll see that it's been sent. And then you'll see that it's in your account on the exchange. And then you can take the Ethereum and then purchase any cryptocurrency that you want after that has happened. But yes, you have to have an on-ramp account first to put your USD into and purchase either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Transfer that to the exchange. So you'll have that in the exchange. Let's say it's, for instance, $500. Your $500 will go to the exchange. It'll show up in your account. It'll be in Ethereum. And then you can take that cryptocurrency and purchase other cryptocurrencies with it. And you can hold them on the exchange if you want to do that, as I said before. Or you can transfer them for safekeeping into a digital wallet, hardware wallet like I have for the currencies that we have in the portfolio.
Now, you know, the greatest insult of all had to be when Steve Wozniak got hacked for his Bitcoin. Not all of it, but some of it. I mean, he's the grandfather of the PC. He was the... If you haven't listened to Steve Jobs' official, authorized biography, he hired the guy to write it before he died because he wanted to make sure the story got told correctly. And everybody loved Steve Jobs after the fact, but if you had to work around him, live around him, he was not a very nice person. And it's amazing to me is that he wanted that story told before he passed. He wanted to make sure they got it straight. He didn't want nobody to, candy coat it, sugar coat it, whatever.
Right.
Tell the people the truth. That book, and if anybody wants that book, I can give you a free copy because Audible sponsors our radio show. That book takes 28 hours to listen to. It's an audio book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a commitment, man. It really is.
Sure.
All right, next question. What do we got here? Now, does everybody understand what he said about the on-ramp, off-ramp? Does that make sense to you? You could leave your money on the exchange, or you can pull it off. You can put it... Oh, man, this trade I was going to give you guys, it just ran away from us. Doggone it. The target was going to be at 96.80. Sorry about that, guys. I got sidetracked. Okay. Please, whatever cryptocurrency you buy, move it to a hardware wallet.
I highly recommend you do that.
If you go to youtube.com/CFRN, you'll find videos that talk. Well, actually, if you go to christiantraders.com/buy-CTG, that walks you through how to get on my Ether wallet. It talks about the hardware wallets. It kind of covers everything you have to go through in order. Because again, I want to make sure you understood what Scott was talking about in the beginning. You got to take your USD and you got to go get some Bitcoin or some Ethereum to buy all of the other cryptocurrencies that are available. So we're still on that question, right, of how do you get your money out?
Sure, the USD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're in whatever coin you're in. You made some nice coin, as they say.
Yeah.
And
sure.
And you're ready to, at least take half of what you put in and convert it back to USD, put it somewhere safe, like under your mattress, about the only safe place today, and let the other ride, because that is now, in essence, a free position. It's not free because you took risk to gain that. So there's no free money in the world. I don't care what people tell you. It's when people say things like, we won 3 trades today. Won? What are you at the county fair? You didn't win.
Yeah.
If you were profitable, you either got lucky or you've studied, you know how to read a chart, you can anticipate where buyers and sellers are camped out, and you can take advantage of that. And I mean that in a good way, by taking advantage of it. So go ahead, Scott. Mm-hmm. How do you get your money out?
Well, sure. As I said before, you can leave it in an on-ramp account. Many of these on-ramp accounts, they only work with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll take Bitcoin as an example because that's the one that everybody knows about. So if you have an on-ramp account, you've transferred your USD into your wallet on your on-ramp account, and you've purchased, let's say you purchased $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You can leave it in your on-ramp account, which, as Dwayne said a few minutes ago, we don't recommend that you do that, that you transfer it or send it to a digital wallet for safekeeping. So let's just take that as an example. You've sent it to your digital wallet, and now you're holding it in your digital wallet. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to go into your digital wallet, you want to go to your position, and you want to hit the send button. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to already have an address in your on-ramp account that
now
you
the
can
on-ramp
copy.
account would be like a Coinbase.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. There are other ones, and that's just one example. You're going to take that address that you have from your on-ramp account. You're going to copy and paste it into the box, and you're going to send the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, back over to your on-ramp account. When it gets there, you're going to have the opportunity to sell it, and when you sell it, you can put it right back into your USD wallet. So then you've got your cash again. And then you can transfer that back to your bank account that's already linked to the on-ramp account. That's how you do it.
Let's see here. Dennis, did that answer your question? You asked a question earlier, so I have to scroll down and catch your answer. That's why the fancy pants presenters make you wait to the end. We don't do that. It does. Okay, great. Fantastic. Now we scroll back up.
I guess what I'm saying is that
let me share. Let me share. Okay. There was a gentleman in here named Tom S. Even though he's Tom S., we respect people's privacy, but when I first started talking about Bitcoin, no one had ever heard of it, and I started talking about it on the radio every day, And oh my God, naysayers came out of the woodwork. This particular gentleman that was just here, he came only to post this comment. You really think that our government will surrender control of our monetary system to cryptocurrencies? They don't have any control over it. There's no building, there's no server, there's no boss, there's no time clock.
That's right.
It's outside of their purview.
There's no country. That's right.
Tom S. would come into the radio show. He would log into the radio show every day. We dual stream. People can log in and chat with me. I can chat with them. He said, you're supposed to be a Christian. He said, you have taken this authority that God has given you, this knowledge. He says, and you're corrupting people's mind. It's evil. You're Satan. I said, well, if you can't, why do you keep coming back every day? Right? So, I mean, he started to send me really hateful, vile emails, cursing, and I don't participate in that kind of exchange. So I just put a filter in that every time he sent an email, it just sent it right back to him. I never even had to look at him again after about the 10th one. Now, that's when Bitcoin was $1. Some of you might remember that just before Christmas, it came within a hair's breadth of $20,000.
Sure.
But he's still on me today.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, God bless you. He has to come in here to post because his emails just go back to him because I created a filter. All right. Let's see next. This is a great question, Greg. Can retirement funds be used to purchase and sell this? Let me let you answer that, Scott, and then I'll show everybody something they might not be aware of.
Sure.
Go ahead.
They've just started coming out with cryptocurrency IRAs. It's not something that I use myself. I have stocks in my IRA, so that's something I've always been comfortable with. But my account is with non-qualified funds. So I've looked at it from that perspective. I'm using non-qualified funds or funds that are outside of IRAs and 401k plans. But they've just started coming out with them. They're in their infancy right now. I have not investigated them very much. So
I'm not recommending this firm. I'm not recommending this firm, folks. I'm just pointing it out. Bitcoin IRA. It is legal. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. And they're the ones that I've seen, they're only holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And really, you want to have a diversified portfolio of cryptocurrencies, just like you would want to have a diversified portfolio of stocks or bonds or whatever it is, because some of these cryptocurrencies are much more in their infancy than Bitcoin or Ethereum are. And some of them, with their technologies, are challenging these companies because they're able to move faster because of the technologies that they have. So there are some very interesting cryptocurrencies out there that are available today that are in the portfolio that will have the opportunity to be able to grow much faster than either Bitcoin or Ethereum, although I do have Ethereum in the portfolio right now. So
I got Ethereum, I got Neo, I got stuff I don't even remember the name of. Do you know this company called let me bring it up here on my phone. Click. It's CEX or something. Apparently one night I was in a stupor. I had worked 18 hours and I was just apparently I sent $500 to this CEX.io. Is that an exchange you're familiar with?
No.
Because they sent me an email the other day. They said we're still hanging on to your $500. We're gonna have to start charging you rent, or they called it something different, some kind of fee. So they're gonna clock me for $5 a month until my $500. I don't even know why I sent it to them. Are they a central exchange? CEX.
Not that I know of. CX.io. That's not one that I used, Wayne.
Let me see what. I've been meaning to punch this up for days since I got that email. I just haven't had time. CEX.io. Anybody in the audience familiar with CEX.io? Randy,
it looks like an exchange.
Well, let me.
Buy, sell, yeah, market data, margin trading. It's an exchange.
So apparently, I opened an account with these people.
Huh.
Let's see if it auto-populates. Why, by golly. And if you guys can guess my password, you're a better man than I am. So, well, I'm going to get my money out of there and put it to work. Okay. Or maybe I'll put it to work there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I scrolled all the way down, and I see, Randy, where you had said, so is 96.40 the U.S. dollar value of Bitcoin? You know what? This is Bitcoin futures. So let me do this. I will bring up and you know what, guys? This is a great resource. In fact, as we hold classes each week and I teach you, I'll be using this platform right here. Now, you can get a free subscription, but mostly everything's delayed. I think it's 39, I don't know. But the charting, if you don't have a good charting platform, this is really good. So I'm going to go BTC/USD. Enter. And I'm going to go to the interactive chart. We've got some joint venture stuff going on with these guys. They're really nice people. And they're kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of stuff. There's like 200 different exchanges that you can trade through off this platform. I mean, like the Bulgarian stock market. Who ever heard of such? But if you understand technical analysis, which is what I'm going to teach you, then, my gosh, with 200 exchanges, you can certainly look for the primo opportunities that are out there. Now, what do we got? We got a daily chart of Bitcoin versus the U.S. dollar. Let's blow this out.
I got 9,601 on Coinbase, Dwayne.
What happened? Pre-market delayed. How's it pre-market? That thing never sleeps. Oh, because I guess on BTC, well, I'm logged in. Maybe my credit card bounced. I don't know. Got no buy-sell offers over here. What day is this? 5-4. No, see, this is still showing Friday's data. Am I perhaps amiss in saying no? I'm not, because some of the biggest run-ups in Bitcoin happened over the weekend. So I don't know why they're not updating this right now.
It's at 9,620.04 right now, Dwayne.
Let me try. What does BTC bring me? Bitcoin Group, Bitcoin Futures. Well, I already got that. BTC. Europe ought to be trading. Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to figure that one out and bring you guys up to speed. So the euro, we'd have to look at the euro USD exchange rate, but I'm sure the number that you had there, Scott, is accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get back into the. Daniel says it's ICE data. Daniel, I got a feeling you know more about this stuff than you've let on. Now, Dennis, before he had to pull out, no offense to Bitcoin, but I heard it's run by drug dealers and terrorists. Gee, Dennis, I wish you could have hung around long enough for me to answer that question. Yes, on Silk Road, people did use Bitcoin in the beginning for the purpose of malfeasance. But if you go to christiantraders.com, about 10 seconds after you get to the website, a video will start to play. You got to scroll down to see where the sound's coming from. So interviews with some pretty important people, and I think it was what's his name? Virgin Airlines. What's that guy's name? Pretty boy.
Oh,
what's
yeah.
his name?
Richard
Branson. Yeah. I think he's the one. It's famous people making famous statements, and you're gonna love the one. No, I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. No, it's about 5 minutes, and it's well worth listening to if you never have before. But Richard Branson's, I think he's the one who said, no, this is not, you know, he said drug dealers and the terrorists, they account for maybe 1%. 1% of the transactions. So anyway, hopefully you'll come back, Dennis, and we can set you straight on that. Because whether you want to be a part of the cryptocurrency bull market, I mean, that's certainly a personal thing. Something you should sit down and discuss with your accountant, your attorney, your spouse, so that you don't have a cloud hanging over your head every day. You can blame it on somebody else, your attorney, your accountant, or your spouse. All right, next question. Can retirement funds be used? Yes, if you have a crypto IRA. Now, David P. And guys, if I happen to miss a question, don't worry. I'll go back and I'll give you an opportunity to just copy and paste it back in. In fact, if you've asked a question that I haven't answered, well, I haven't got to the bottom of the list yet. I'll let you know when I get to the bottom, and if your question didn't get answered, just copy and paste it. Okay, Abra, which is not, I haven't heard of Abra, A-B-R-A, David says, has its own exchange associated with its wallet. So, Abra trades on its own exchange. Well, now, although I don't know about Abra personally, what I do know is that a cryptocurrency does not have to be on an exchange. If you have a large enough group of individuals, I mean, there's a software plugin that I could put on my website, and I could be running my own exchange for CTG. But I would rather have it on Fork Delta, where I have it right now, so that other people can get exposed to it. Because on my site, only people who are coming to my site are going to. Abra, Psychic Pokemon series. Oh, man. Okay, so Abra, so they named it after a Pokemon. Yeah. All right. Abra.com. Let's see what this looks like. Now, do you own some Abra? Abra, cryptocurrency simplified. Okay, so issued their own cryptocurrency. So yes, that is there's a number of those, and we may become one of those, because as I told you, setting up an exchange, it's software. It's relatively simple. So, with that said, let me go back to the questions. Now, I asked if you owned any Abra. Got a lot of questions in here. Okay. So, David. So, when you say quite a bit, over 20, David, does that... And I'm at the bottom of the list, so I'll see your answer right away. So do you mean you own 20 coins? 20 different coins? Or 20 Abra? Oh, did you buy everything on the app? Is that how it went down? Now, wallets, coins. Okay, I got you, Dave. Now, Randy, I see you put in. So is 96.40 the U.S. $9,640 the U.S. dollar value of Bitcoin? Yes. Now, right before Christmas, it ran up to 19,000 and change. I mean, it got. I was at our church's Christmas party, and my wife says, nobody's seen anything but the top of your head all night. Could you mingle? Talk to people? You're on the board. Come on. And I'm like, okay. And it collapsed that night and continued to collapse into the new year. And now it's on its way back. And the fact that it's made such a massive pullback from 19,000 and change back down to, what did we dip to? We hit 6, right?
Yeah, it was in that area. Way down.
How did you sell it for 21,000, David? It never got over 20. I mean, at least as far as I know, and as my charts show me, let's go back to this guy. Well, we can do it. No, we'll do it here. BTC. And let me come off daily and put it maybe on a month. Well, we know that's wrong. They must be having some exchange problems tonight. These prices don't make any sense. All right. Data provided by ICE. I've never been an ICE fan. But. Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, Abra did. So well, now that's another thing, guys, that you should know. Different exchanges do have different prices. And right. So we were on Coinbase. On Coinbase, it never went over 20,000. So I understand, David, now how that happened. Yes. You said different wallets have different prices. It's the different exchanges. You could be holding that cryptocurrency in a digital wallet, a paper wallet, a hardware wallet. But yes, the exchanges do vary. And that's why there's some index funds that have come out where they take 10, 20, 30 exchanges, average the price. Now they got an index like the S&P. Now, Randy, you had gone on to say the ES, and let me show you what he's talking about. On the ES, right here, 2665. People are like, what does that really mean? Okay, well, the value is $2,665.25. The S&P 500 futures contract pays $50 per point. There's 4 ticks in a point, $12.50 per tick, $50 per point. So you take that number right there, and I don't have a calculator handy, I don't think, but if somebody wants to do the math, 26, I guess you just did, 2665.50 multiplied times $50, it does give you that figure over, I think it's over 100. So, and this is what I'm telling people every morning in the training room and every day on the radio, is that you get a lot of bang for your buck with the futures market. You can buy an S&P 500 E-mini contract, and if you don't hold it beyond close of business for the day, you don't get hit with the $5,000 margin. It's $500. Now, as soon as Globex opens at 6 p.m. Eastern, the day margins go right back in effect. A lot of people don't know that. $500, you control $100,000 of equity in the S&P 500 best of breed. My goodness, when you start looking at individual stocks, go to your stockbroker and say, hey, I got $500. What can you do for me? He'll go, not much. $133,250 right now. For $500, if you've got a futures account, you can log in. You don't want to go long till we take out 2671. Trade 71 to 76. That's 5 points. That's half your week right there. Now, thanks for bringing that up. I've been giving out a few stock picks lately on the radio show. I was doing it because everybody kept asking me for some. But as I began to try to wrap my head around what you get and what it costs you. Now, if you're day trading stocks, individual stocks, you got to maintain a $25,000 account balance because you're a pattern day trader. But with cryptocurrencies, no one has the authority to make such a rule because no one has any authority. The SEC, in their mind, they have authority, and they prosecuted people. But every time you see SEC prosecute somebody for something, the next article is so-and-so did an ICO and raked in $40 billion. I'm talking about Brave, just as one example, in, 15 minutes. That's a little bit unbelievable, but it happened. I saw it. I watched it. Okay, so Randy, you bring that up for a reason. And I'm at the end of the list right now so I can see your answer. Are you pointing out what I just pointed out? You don't get the same bang for the buck? Or were you talking about something different? I'll give you time to type. I'll go back up and hit the next question. Oh, and Dennis did share with us before he left, after he told us that Bitcoin was run by drug dealers and terrorists, and he said they hide money. Okay. Now, Santosh, hey, how you doing? My gosh, sounds complicated. Now, that's exactly why we're doing this. We're trying to make cryptocurrency simple for the average person like me, the man in the street. That's me. I just happen to be a man in the street with a microphone. But other than that, I'm just a regular guy. So, what we're trying to do is uncomplicate it. Can't make it easy, but we can make it simple. I had nobody to tell me that I needed to go to Coinbase to buy some Ether so that I could go back over and put it in my Ether wallet so that I could then go and buy some different altcoins. I'm telling you, there's gaps in the hairline. All right, what's next? You're right, Santosh. It's complicated, but our goal is to simplify it. Is there a cost? This is Mike. Mike says, is there a cost each time you transfer? Yes, it's called gas. And can you explain gas?
Sure. Basically, it's just a fee that they charge to transfer the currency from one place to another. Typically, on the exchanges, it's going to be 0.1% of the value that you transfer. And I know, Dwayne, you talked about gas a few times, and that's just a term that they use to refer to the price that they're charging for them to transfer from one of the on-ramp accounts to a wallet, or from your on-ramp account to one of the exchanges. But it's not very much. It's very little.
And there's a clever little site, because you're actually bidding how much you'll pay, because the miner's got to mine it so you can. But whoever came up with this was pretty clever. Have you been here before, Ether gas station?
No.
Oh, they got an appy. You can add that to the sites. ETH gas station. When you're getting ready to send something out of my Ether wallet, if you come here first, it will tell you what the going rate is to move digital stuff. Standard cost 0.033, gas price 2, safe low. Because here's what happens: if you bid too low on the gas, the transaction amount, then your order will just sit there, and it won't get filled. I'll use a term that we're all familiar with. It won't get filled.
Sure.
And you don't want to overpay either, and so that's why this came in to being. Real-time gas percentage block limit last 10. Recommended gas prices. So now, can you explain GWEI? G-W-E-I? Because I can't.
No.
We can Google it, but
Yeah.
All right. G-W-E-I. If you've ever looked up at the top of my Ether wallet on the right-hand side, you never, when your order to send comes up, if you're sending to somewhere, an exchange, in order to buy something, the gas price that auto-populates, don't ever touch that, leave that alone. You go up to the top of the navigation bar on my Ether wallet, and there's a little slider where it says GWEI, G-W-E-I. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But there's a little slider, and it'll say slow, medium, fast. And in most cases, I mean, if a market's running and you want to chase it, well, you probably know what happens when you chase it. But I'll leave that to your discretion. I usually put my little slider between slow and medium. And if I'm transferring CTG to clients at night, I put it on slow because I know they're asleep right now, and it'll show up. But I have to make sure that I don't put it too low, because if I put it too low, The miners will never, they won't pick it. You know, they want to make the most that they can make.
Sure.
What is GUI? Call me GUI. All right. What is GUI? The money in our pockets doesn't come in a single denomination, along with several denominations of paper bills. Even for someone who doesn't regularly carry cash, the idea that they might owe $0.25 for a piece of candy probably isn't foreign. Okay, get to the point. With cryptocurrency, there are no bills or coins to carry around. It doesn't mean that discussing or even considering your money can't get burdensome or inconvenient. This is especially true when the currency goes well beyond the 2 decimal places that most people are familiar with. Few people would want the mental burden of having to relate that they paid 1/1000th of a unit, or worse still, of having to mentally sum the total purchase amount from 20 fractionally priced items. To give you an idea, okay, when we had our pre-sale and somebody would buy $10,000 worth of CTG, it would cost me typically about 50 to 60 cents US dollars. I'm paying my gas in ether, but it worked out to about 50, 60 cents to transfer a $10,000 order. Will that change over time? Will it get more efficient? Will it become cheaper? I think so, but I can't say for sure. All right. Now, I want to see if I ever got an answer to that one question I had at the bottom. Who was that, Randy? Is it Randy? Oh, yes. How do you calculate Bitcoin? Well, when you look at the Bitcoin price, that's the price. Okay? It's not like futures where you have the incredible leverage. And that's kind of what I was referencing earlier, was that now at the beginning of this session, gap fill on deck. See that wick up there? Fill the gap. Oh, no, it didn't. It needs to go a couple more ticks. Pretty close. Okay. And the other one. Sorry about that. Okay. When you see that Bitcoin is $9,325, you have to pay $9,325 US dollars to own one whole Bitcoin. But it has fractional ownership. So if you've only got 50 bucks, you can buy 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin, even though the token, it's just like with CTG. We have one of the most limited supplies in the cryptocurrency world. We only have 1 million tokens, not 100 billion like some of these places. We got 1 million. 1 million tokens and 2.4 billion Christian consumers worldwide. I like that. So, does that mean we can only have 1 million people who can own one token each? No. We could have 100 million owners, even though there's only 1 million tokens, because of the fractional ownership. What we have the best of two worlds. Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, he has not split his stock since he took over back in the late 60s, early 70s. He doesn't believe in dilution. Today, his stock trades at over $300,000 per share. Unfortunately, most people can't afford to buy even one share of Berkshire Hathaway. So we have the no dilution theory going on here, but we also have the Bitcoin model of fractional ownership. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Now let me scroll back up. So there's no multiplier, Randy, for Bitcoin. It is what it is. On the futures, like right now, I think the margin is about $4,500. So this contract, trading at this price, you got to put up 40, because it's so new and there is a lot of volatility. Places like the CME, they have to be very, very careful because they plan to be on business forever, and probably will be. But yeah, that's why many people are looking at the altcoins, because of more bang for the buck. So I hope that answered your question. David, you said not with Abra. I'll have to go down and see, or look up and see what you were mentioning. Hey, Gerson. My gosh, Dwayne. Bitcoin investing is a nightmare. Well, yes, if you're trying to teach yourself, if you have to go out there on the internet and figure it all out, it is. Because I just went through it, here in the last year. That's why we want to provide a simplified, streamlined service where we map out every single step. So all you have to do is take the steps. We're not going to trade your money, but we're not. We actively manage our portfolio. We'll teach you to actively manage your portfolio, but we're not going to trade your money. So, Christian, I'm sorry. How do you keep track of your portfolio? Are you using an app / website where you have all of your crypto portfolio in one place? Yes, in fact, we're going to be adding a portfolio tracker to cryptodailyinfo.com. We're also going to add it to Christian Traders, and we're going to add it to ChristianCryptocurrency.com, and possibly some additional ones in the future. So yes, you can track it with software online. Santosh asked, in the Coinbase, what does it mean when it states the following verify the 2 pending holds of $0.01 or greater from Coinbase? Okay, what they're doing there, Santosh, is they want to make sure that you are who you say you are. Like when you open a PayPal account. When I got my first PayPal account back, 2000, I thought this is the most archaic Stone Age thing I have ever heard of. But now, the more I've seen PayPal in operation and done millions of dollars of business with them, I realize that it's actually a pretty good method. You give them your bank account number, and over the next couple days, they're going to make some random deposits into your account. 30 cents, 9 cents, 42 cents. You got to call them and go, okay, I got the 3 deposits. You tell them the date and the amount, and they go, oh, okay, well, you really are the guy that owns that account. Otherwise, you wouldn't have access to that information. And boom, you're in. And so that's what Coinbase is doing. There are other methods of verification at Coinbase, because I don't think I went through that method. But they have a pretty good customer service team, so if you ask them, they can tell you the simplest way. But it's basically the PayPal model of making sure you are who you claim to be. If there are more than 2 holes, please enter the 2 largest amounts. You will not be charged for these transactions. Okay, there you go. Chris, go to forkdelta.github.io. And the last transaction I looked at, I think it went off at 45. That's what the press release said last week. And the Treasury has some on the offer. And so that, in fact, I have to see if that last offer was accepted. And if so, I've got to get some more inventory on the shelf. So it's, again, for everybody that wants to check out Fork Delta, it's Fork, like you eat with, Delta. You know what? Let me just put it in the chat box for everybody. That way you can copy and paste it. Okay. Fork Delta. Take out one of those F's there. forkdelta.github.io, and I'll hit send to all, and everybody should have got that. Okie doke. So you understand that, Santos, what they're doing to verify you? Great. David P. asks, swapping coins with an Arbor, there is no fee. Okay, well, that's interesting. Good to know. Do they allow you to interact with other exchanges or cryptos that are not in their exchange and their wallet? Now, Randy, I just posted a message. He had to leave. He says, a great discussion. I have to leave. Thank you for the info. We'll look at your site when I get time. I'm not sure which site he's referring to. We're not here to push CTG. We think it's an incredible opportunity, but the initial portfolio that we put together for you or help you establish, these are established cryptocurrencies that have significant volume, and that's important. And CTG is so new, it has not had the opportunity yet. We just finished a pre-sale, just got on for Delta, so we got to start building our momentum. But this webinar is not to pitch you to get you to buy CTG. Again, you should go to the site and read what it's about, what it does, how it works, the utility, the humanitarian, all of it, and then make your own well-informed decision. David says, how do you get free coins on ICOs? Well, very simple. When we did our pre-sale, if you were a CFRN partner, for every 2 tokens you bought, you got 1 free. In stage 2, for every 3 tokens you bought, you got 1 free. That was for the CFRN audience at large. And in the 3rd stage, we opened it up to the general public. So it was 2, you get 1 free, 3, you get 1 free, and the last stage was 4, you get 1 free. Now once you go on the exchange, see, a pre-sale, we were able to control the ebb and flow. But once you go on the exchange, it becomes a little bit different issue. Now, there's people who will they go to this site. If you're not familiar with this site, you should be. It is etherscan.io. And by the way, I am an Ether person as opposed to a Bitcoin person. We built on the Ethereum blockchain, ERC20 compliant. Bankers, financial folk, they seem to like the Ethereum a little better than Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin got all the bright lights because it was first to the table, but with Ethereum ERC20, you have the ability to create smart contracts, which is beyond the scope of today's webinar, but look into that, okay? And now this etherscan.io, you can put in any wallet address, you can put any transaction hash, that's the address of the transaction on the blockchain, a block, a token, ENS, hit go. See, this is totally transparent, decentralized, meaning every person on planet Earth has access to the ledger. And, it's like your bank allowing you to not only see your statement at the end of the month, but everybody else's statement. This thing is this is transparency like the world has never known. And there's no way to game the system except hacking and stealing. Gershon, what info did you want me to put? And I'll be happy to. Yeah, I'll put it. Well, what I recommend is that you go to the site I'm going to type in and read the whole site. Okay, it's not that big of a site. You can probably read the whole thing. 30 minutes. I would say 30 minutes. You're very welcome. We also have a cryptocurrency podcast website where we've aggregated the most popular cryptocurrency podcasts from around the world, cryptoworldradio.com. And every time a new podcast is produced by someone I don't know, in a foreign land, it automatically updates. CryptoWorldRadio.com. When I went to buy Crypto World, somebody had already bought it. They were selling it for, what was it, $18,000? We looked at this on the radio, live radio. I brought it up on the screen. And we thought, wow, that's insane. 2 weeks later, I said, hey guys, let's go check and see if anybody paid $18,000 for CryptoWorld.com. Lo and behold, it was up for sale for $189,000. So somebody bought it to flip, I guess. So I was a little disturbed when I couldn't get it. But I said, well, you know, I do radio, so Crypto World Radio, why not? Let's try it. I got it for $8. $8. Not 180,000.
Wow.
Okay. Back to the questions. I don't know if that went out. I have one more turn. Hey guys, we talk about this stuff every day on the radio show. So you're welcome to join us 12 to 2. And if you can't make it to the live show, go to youtube.com/CFRN. And we've been archiving our daily show, in essence converting it into a podcast after the live broadcast, every day since April of 2005. Not that you need to go back and listen to the old shows. Thank you, Daniel. That's very kind of you. Daniel says he enjoys the show. All right, Daniel, if there's anything we can help you with. Actually, I think, Daniel, you know enough that you should come be a guest on the show and share your knowledge with the masses. So let me know if you want to do that. You know how to get hold of me. Okay, scrolling up now for more. So, I started to talk about the airdrops. People will use this site and other methods to get your wallet address. The public wallet address, it's like the address of your house. You give everybody your address because you want them to know where you live, so they come over to the party or whatever. Or your business, you give them the address because you want them to come buy stuff. So your wallet address is public. They can give to you, but they cannot take from you. The private key, see, this is like, I would give somebody the address of my house so they could come to a party, but I would not give them a key to my front door. The private key, you never reveal that to anyone, anywhere, not no way, not no how. Because with that private key, they can go in and clean your clock. And there's guys out there that'll try to scam it out of you. So, be careful. Okay, moving down. So, one address but several wallets. No, Chris. Each wallet. Well, okay, you can get a Nano S hardware wallet. Think of it as it looks a little bit like a thumb drive, but bigger. It's got its own display, a little more sophisticated. It comes with 5 wallets, I think, or you can put 5 wallets in it. It doesn't matter if it's Ether, Bitcoin. If you go to their site, Ledger Nano S, they'll give you the rundown. But each wallet will have a different address. Is the private key the 24 words? Now,
no.
No.
Usually they'll give you a 12-word recovery phrase that you use for the wallets.
The Nano S has 24 seed words.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's something nobody's going to crack. Which makes me wonder how Steve Wozniak, Steve Jobs' cohort in Apple, how he got hacked. Okay. Colon, for what it's worth, a GUI or Shannon, I haven't heard that, is a gigawi A wei, W-E-I, is the smallest denomination of Ether, named after Wei Dai, D-A-I, a crypto pioneer. So a gwei is 10 times 9. Wei, did I get that right? And Ether is 10. I'm not a math guy. I don't know what that little symbol means. Help me out. And thank you for sharing that, Colin. Okay, is there anyone, or Google will eat itself. Haha, that's funny. Okay, are there any questions that I've not answered? It looks like I've gotten to the bottom of the list. 10 to the power of 9. Okay, that crossed my mind, but I just wasn't sure that's what you meant. If you have posted a question that has not been answered, you can just copy and paste it back into the chat box, because we don't want anyone to leave with an unanswered question. But I know it's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Wonderful World of Disney comes on shortly, and we don't want you to miss that. So, you know what? You know, remember what a different world we lived in. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Wonderful World of Disney. Pixie dust all over the floor. Every Sunday, 8 o'clock. Wizard of Oz, you got to watch that once a year as a kid growing up. Once a year. You don't miss it. And it meant something. But my kids, because they have, you know, they can sit right now and watch Wizard of Oz over and over and over with the on-demand and all the other stuff that we have access to these days. Incredibly different. I've tried to get my kids to love the Wizard of Oz, to understand the principles and the lessons and the morality of it all. And they're like, yeah, can we watch Cartoon Network now? I'm like, come on, guys. I'm trying to teach you something important. Dad, it's a scarecrow and some guy in a really bad lion suit, you know, and an old lady playing the little girl. Okay. All right, son. Maybe someday you'll get it. Okay. I didn't see any other questions come through, so we don't want to hold you too very long. Now, let me go back to you, Scott, and I'll talk to them about what we're going to do here in just a second, and if they want to participate, they can let us know. But what additional things do you want to add? Hey, Albert, you're always late, man. But just for you, I recorded this. I did. Okay, here comes the questions. Kurt and Cindy ask, hey guys, could you show us how user-friendly Delta Fork is to find the current price of our CTG token? Have you, I put a video up for that purpose, Kurt, at christiantraders.com/buy-CTG. It's not like, in fact, it's a good idea to watch the video because it explains how it's not, like if you log into TD Ameritrade, you'll see clearly what the last price was. If you're looking at Apple stock, I mean, it's all very clear. On these crypto exchanges, and Fork Delta is actually different than many of the other crypto exchanges, you have to find the last transaction. You have to convert that Ether back into US dollars. That's how I know that that trade that went off last week was at like $4.85 per token. Tell you what, guys, if you'll watch that video, because I want you to get this guy gives a great fundamental understanding of Fork Delta. I'll hold another webinar this week, or we can even do it on the radio show one day, where I'll actually bring it up and walk you through it. But I want you to have that fundamental understanding first. It's really, it's a piece of cake. If you go to Fork Delta and hit the drop-down list, click on CTG, and it'll show the most recent transactions. It'll show how many coins and the total amount. And then you've got to take that total amount, convert it into Ether, divide it by the number of tokens, and that gives you your number. I know it seems a little complicated, but it is. But we're going to help you make it simple. David, the radio show is from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern. Access it on the internet, 2 places. We stream it live at CFRN.net using the go-to software just like we're using here. We also stream it live from 12 to 2 as it's happening at youtube.com/CFRN/live. We do that because some days the GoToWebinar software can be hinky, and some days YouTube has an issue. So it's redundant so that anybody that wants to tune in can always get there. When you go to CFRN.net, on the right-hand side of the page, there's a big microphone. Click that. It'll take you to a page. You can register within 30 seconds, and you only have to register once per month. And then every day, right before the show, you'll get an email. It says the show starts at noon Eastern. When you're ready to join, click here. So, one-click access. The discussion, the charts, the chat box, everything. Well, Albert, it's been good. Yeah, it has. What we have to do is we have to get some true exposure. You're very welcome, David. I'd love to have you in the audience. Like I say, we've been doing it since 2005, April of 2005, every day, and it's a long time. That's 13 years. It's almost half my life. Huh, just kidding. It's a fraction of it anyway. Are there any more questions? Now, I know we have not answered every question about distributed ledger, and let me say this. I could not tell you how an internal combustion engine really works. I know there's gas, and I know there's spark plugs, and they fire, and they make pistons go up and down, or at least they used to. Something like that. However, not knowing what's happening under the hood, I can get in my car, my daddy van, any day of the week, go to the store, get a quart of milk, come home, no problem. So as much as you want to learn, I encourage you to do that. That's good. But also, if you want to take a superficial approach, if you have somebody to teach you, to show you, do this, don't do that, can't you read the signs, right? And that's what we're going to offer you. Joseph asks, just a recap, Abra is the wallet CFRN uses? No. We use myetherwallet.com. That's a good question, Joseph. And I'll type it in. For everybody. myetherwallet.com. And then what we recommend you do is you get a nano hardware wallet. Put your tokens, your coins on the hardware wallet, and then go put the hardware wallet in the safe. Because if it's not connected to the internet, they can't hack you. They cannot steal your tokens. Okay. Scott, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's pretty much it, Dwayne. That pretty much wraps it up. From the standpoint of the portfolio, from the standpoint of
how many,
telling them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
No, giving everybody an idea as to the mechanics of getting started in investing in cryptocurrencies, the things that you need to do. These are all things that we can go into more detail in the future. It is somewhat of a process to get started doing this, but once you have done it, like anything, it becomes easier and easier and easier because you understand more about it, having done it on a regular basis, adding to positions and that type of thing, selling positions. So it gets really easy to do.
There you go. Okay, now what time did we decide on Wednesdays that we're going to do the training class?
I think we were looking at what was it, 6 o'clock? Let me take a look at the.
I remember it was going to be 5 p.m. my time.
Okay.
Remember we backed it up to 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we want people to be able to get home from work, have their dinner. Like our
Right.
partners workshop every Thursday night is at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And I've suggested to the group that we change it to 8, but everybody seems to be happy with 9. Maybe they've just got accustomed to it. I don't know.
Right.
But so we're going to have, well, first, how many, for people that want to build a cryptocurrency portfolio, how many coins, tokens are we going to present to them day one?
Day one in the portfolio, I think I've got 11 tokens or 11 coins right now.
And if a
11
person can't afford to invest in all 11, or I guess with fractional ownership, they really could.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right. So, our service will provide you with the very things that Scott has invested in himself. And some of them I own, but not all of them. If we see something change technically or fundamentally that caused us to get into that particular currency, we'll bring it to your attention and we'll give you our best exit strategy so you can get out and protect as much of your profit as possible. We're going to spend an hour every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just like today, we were going to be from 6 to 7. What time is it? 7:30 on the East Coast. These things have a way of running over, okay? When we started the Partners Workshop at CFRN, those were supposed to be an hour, and they started running to 4 hours, so we had to whack it and cut it off at 2 hours. But anyway, we're going to start with an hour. If it becomes 2, it's fair enough, because I'm going to be teaching you guys a lot about technical analysis and that kind of thing. And Scott will be talking to you about what's happening in the crypto world today. So we set you up with a portfolio that you can invest in, and then we will teach and train you how to go out there, how to use the charts, how to look for your own opportunities. Okay? If you see an up-and-comer and it looks good technically, you don't find anything wrong fundamentally, you may want to jump into it. What is the Crypto Traders web address? Frederick, do you mean Christian traders? Is that what you're asking me? Okay. Yeah, I just put it in for everybody. And thanks for asking. I think everybody got it. Do I have to? Okay, Albert asked, and Albert, I did record this, and it'll be at youtube.com/CFRN. Probably in half hour, 45 minutes. So you can go there and watch the first part if you missed it. Do I have to be a member to join the group? Well, here's what I've told you what we're going to offer. Okay, put you into an initial portfolio, and then every Wednesday we'll spend an hour plus answering all the questions that you have, and you'll have someone that when you want to go buy something, you can say, hey, will you take a look at this for me? Can you tell me what you think? Okay, now where do I got to go to convert my dollars into this so I can buy that? Do I need an on-ramp, off-ramp? Because right now there's just really nobody you can call and ask that. I mean, when you got into stocks, you could call your stockbroker, who probably never made you any money, but that's another story for another day. You need to learn technical analysis. You need to learn to be able to read this chart like a newspaper. You need to know where the buyers are. You need to know where the sellers are. You need to know what's important, what's not important. It is far easier if you walk into a packed movie theater and scream, fire. It's illegal, so don't do it. There'll be a stampede to get out of the theater. If you walk into a theater and there's one guy sitting there eating popcorn watching the movie, if you yell, fire, I doubt he'll even stand up. So think about that when it comes to analyzing a chart and analyzing the markets. much easier to determine what a large group of people will do under a given set of circumstances than it is to predict what the lone wolf is going to do. And that's a lot of what I'll teach you. So here's the deal. The monthly subscription service is $199. Because you came to our very first webinar, you get half price for life. What's half 199? Was it 98? No, 98.50? Do the math. 199 divided by 2. Anyway, that's what that if you decide that this is the path you want to go down, you want some help, you want some information, you want somebody to get you started building your portfolio, and then maybe you're the guy that really doesn't want to learn technical analysis. I think you should, but maybe you're just too busy. So you'll have someone that you can talk to, ask questions, know where to be, where not to be, that kind of thing. So again, the service, $199 a month, which is far cheaper than, there's some services out there that are astronomical. But anyway, because you were here tonight, and we have a list of who came and your email address. So, not that anyone would try to fudge, but if you got a neighbor, I don't know, we might be swayed. I just call it 99 bucks. Our opening special. Now, it's $199 per month coming out of the gate. If it becomes wildly successful like CFRN did, the price could go up, all right, as it did at CFRN. I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't, I'm just saying it could. However, if you send an email to crypto@cfrn.net, that's crypto@cfrn.net, I will send you out a PayPal link and you can get yourself signed up. Now, it's not just 1 month at $99. You will have the $99 price for life, for the life of the service, for your life. Whoever goes first, me or you, I don't know. 99 bucks a month. Everyone else who was not here tonight will pay $199. Okay? So that's it. No hard sell. I got nothing to give you except an hour or two out of my life every week. And also, if you need some one-on-one mentoring, I will make myself available to you at no charge. Okay? I can't. The CFRN partners, it's a little bit a different arrangement. They have unlimited one-on-one mentoring, but I'm going to do my best to serve you guys as I have done to serve all of the partners at CFRN. That's the best I can do, but I have 100% commitment to this because, again, compared to the internet, I think the year is still 1992, maybe 93. Give it 94. Remember when all those AOL discs started showing up on your front porch, in your mailbox, on top of the pump at the gas station? I mean, everywhere you went, these things, it was like they were reproducing themselves. And nobody knew what an AOL was. AOL, what is that? America Online? What does that mean? I mean, for a lot of people, the AOL, that was the internet for quite some time. Then Yahoo came along, and then websites started to pop up. But in the beginning, I mean, I was on the internet when it was ARPANET, and you could log into universities and bulletin boards and things of that nature. Email got sent once a day. It's like you're in the military. I remember at 4 o'clock, they would have mail call. So they had this bulletin board, and they would open the window, and all the incoming mail would come in. It would go to the individual inboxes, and all the outgoing mail. You could send email. You could write an email anytime and put it in the send folder, but it wouldn't go out to the following day at 4 o'clock. Look at how much that's changed since I was doing that probably in 1990. So it's a brave new world. Yes, that is correct, Ray. Crypto, CRYPTO, at CFRN.net. If you send me an email after we conclude the webinar here in a couple of minutes, I will send you out a PayPal link. and you'll be locked and loaded for life. $99 a month. The regular price will be $199, subject to upwards price appreciation as the demand increases. Chris, you know, I need to take a break. Maybe you can call me in about 30 minutes. Now, do you have the 602 number? Or do you have the 949-42 E-mini? Which number you got? Or is it our toll-free number? Yeah, all right. I'm going to type into your chat box, Chris, my direct line. Okay, there you go. How long is this offer good for? You're welcome. You're welcome, Chris. How long is this offer good for? I don't know. What do you say, Scott? I think they should sign up tonight if they want to do the deal and get half price for life. I mean, it's half price for life. If you don't like it after 1 month, there's no commitment. There's no contract. We don't bill you annually. If you can just take a hike. I meant take a walk. You know, if it's not for you. So the worst thing that could happen is you be out $99 for something you got no benefit from, or it could, you know, be a great decision. That's for you to decide. Raj, I'm sorry. These recommendations are longer-term positions, so it's not day trading. This is investing. However, the fundamentals and technicals of any investment, IBM, Walmart, can change. And when they do, you can't fall in love with the stock and ride it to zero. You got to get out and try to protect as much profit as you can. And so that's how we'll guide you with what we have in our portfolio. You'll be in whatever we're in. And when we're getting out, you'll be the first to know. And you'll know why we're getting out. Albert's the first one. Says, I already sent the email. Good job. Thanks, Albert. Okay, any final questions, guys? Again, I don't want to hold you much longer. I'm known as the most long-winded guy on radio. So, anybody? Anybody? All right. Crypto at CFRN.net. Regular price, $199 a month. Sign up today. Send me an email. You get $99 a month for life. And at any time, the service does not meet your expectations, does not fulfill your hopes, needs, wants, and desires, all you got to do is just cancel, and you won't be billed the following month. Okay? All right. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. I invite you all to join us on the radio tomorrow. Go to CFRN.net on the right-hand side. Click the big microphone. Follow the instructions. You'll get right in. Or just go to youtube.com/CFRN/live. And if you want to hear more about futures, you can take our free trial, apply.cfrn.net. Any parting words, Scott?
No, I think that's it. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody, and I think there are some tremendous opportunities as far as cryptocurrency is concerned, and I think it's an excellent service that we're offering to them, Dwayne, and they can have some really good information to base their decisions on.
I agree. All right, guys, I'll look forward to your emails. If you have questions about something, you can also send that, okay? Say, before I join, I have a question about this or that. We'll get it answered, and then you can send another email going, I'm in. Okay? Love you guys. See you tomorrow on the radio. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to me ramble. And Scott, thank you for being here to provide the folks with some really important information that I think will impact their financial well-being for the rest of their days. And their children's days and their children's days. Because blockchain and distributed ledger, never going to go away. Bitcoin could blow up tomorrow. Ethereum could blow up tomorrow. Blockchain and distributed ledger, here to stay because it's a better way.
Absolutely.
See you guys tomorrow. God bless.